Hi and welcome to David Tom Creations channel. This week I am going to be reviewing my S49 keyboard. Eventually got myself the Komplete S49 Mk2, which I have been banging on about for quite a while. It is the S series is the kind of top. So there's a 49, a 61, and an 88, and the only difference in between those is the 88 has hammer action keys. So the 49 and the 61 are basically exactly the same, and all three have got exactly the same controls and screens and knobs, etc. Plus they've got pitch bend, mod wheel, and also another touch strip, which you can assign to various other things. So the S series has the dual screens, so you can go in and browse. Let's have a look. So you can go through there. So you got Ovox, Play Series, Polyplux, Prism. You can go right the way through, so you can see all my new K13 stuff. And then you can see that whatever I'm doing on these screens is mirrored in my Komplete Control app. So that's us. And so we've got Analog Dreams. I've got Analog Dreams on my screen there. So so that's pretty cool. And you got analogs. You can go in Analog 1, Analog 2, and then you can go into so the only problem is you get so used to looking at the actual screen that sometimes you forget to look at the screen on the keyboard. So that takes a wee bit of getting used to, especially when you're going through the presets. So if we go back to, just go right the way back through to Noir. So the other thing is it's quite easy to, if you want to preset something, favorite something, say you want to preset that, you just shift and press button 7, and that's it, favorited. So that's quite good. Right, go back to Basic Pure. So I'm in Noir. I'm going to be doing a review of all the acoustics. So the key bed is it's a Fatar key bed on the 49 and the 61. So it's still a kind of, it's kind of still a kind of synth type key, but it's a lot better than my awful mini keys on the M32. And I've never tried an A series keyboard, so but I'm assuming it's better than those as well. So it's got quite a nice feel, and you can go into setup and change the velocity. So I'm on soft 2, so you can go linear, hard 1, soft 1 to soft 3. So I'm kind of I kind of quite like a bit of a soft action. And then you've also got, so you've got your plugin, your browser, plugin, you've got your mixer as well. So if I play, so you've got the track, and then you've got your main stereo out. So I can just adjust the volume there. And it's got quite a nice velocity to it, so you can So yeah, so it's quite nice to play, I have to say. And then you've got MIDI. So if you were using something that wasn't in Komplete Control, you can still map all the 8 knobs, and then you've got setup and instance, but I'm not even quite sure what instance is. So yeah, so you're generally in plugin and browser and mixer. That is your kind of main these top three. Sorry, if you're in mixer mode, I'm saying, you can switch tracks, not MIDI mode. If you're in mixer mode, you can switch the tracks. So I can switch to, so that's the Gentleman, the Grandeur, and the Maverick. So Noir is gorgeous. I do love this. And so you've got your light guide. So depending, go to Middle East. So you can actually punch it. So when you select it, you can either use this eighth button, or you can use the scroll wheel plug. So yeah, so you can see that this is now changed to match the on screen. So you've got red, orange, blue, and purple, or lilac, whatever. So you can, well, you've got kind of, it's quite subtle, isn't it? You've got kind of green, pale blue, and it's yeah, quite subtle, this one. So let's go down to browser, find a right. Yeah, so so yeah, that's quite cool. At least because before you didn't really know what was going on. This one should be, yeah. So the blue one is playing single kind of notes, and then the black key is kind of playing a riff, and yeah, the blue ones are, and it have a colour key, but generally all the pianos are kind of just normally just blue or purple. So yeah. So this left-hand side is fairly similar to my M32. It has just a couple of different things like auto, which when I'm recording I can hit that, and then I can play about with the knobs and automate things. So yes, the knobs are automatically mapped as well, and you can actually see, so it has, so this first one is tone and colour, and you can see that is adjusting the first, which actually says colour on the screen, and then you've got tonal shift, so, and then you've got dynamic, and reverb is off, so if you just turn this, it'll eventually go to on, and then you can see on the screen it's on, and then we can adjust it with the amount here, and the same with delay. You've got delay off on, and then the amount. So that's quite a lot of delay, and I'll take that reverb down as well. And we're in what's this, basic pure, so on the screen you've got the name up there, you've got your instrument and the name of the preset, BPM, and like I said, whatever. So the other thing is, depending on what you're using, you can cycle through. So it now says release, resonance, overtone, and pedal. Now that is to do with all the things that Noir has, because Noir is just not your kind of normal piano. So you've got 4 pages. So like I said, you can I can adjust the release volume from here as well, the resonance, pretty much everything. And then you've got effects. You've also got the particles engine, and you've got the reverb and other delay, and you can obviously change these. So so the particle thing is pretty cool. And like I said, I'm going to do a review of the acoustic pianos. And like I said, this is really just to kind of go over the basic keyboard and how it works. So on this side, you have shift, scale, ARP, undo, quantize, auto, loop. So I can switch the loop off and on in Logic. You've got the metronome. I'll switch the metronome off and on, and you can adjust the tempo with tap tempo as well. And then you've got play. So I'll just play this. So you've got play. Yeah, so you've got also a mute and solo button, so I can solo this or mute, which is quite handy because they didn't have that on the M32. So yeah, so let's just play that again. And like I said, you can stop and then stop again to go back to the beginning. Like I said, and you can play around with this once it's, so if I go to delay and we can play around with that actually when it's playing. Let's see. I do like this, I have to say. It's very nice piano. So I wasn't sure. I was going to get the 61, but actually I'm glad I didn't, because this just fits perfectly, pretty much, because of the mod wheels and everything at this side rather than up here, so it is quite long. The 61 isn't really that much longer, but to be honest, you can just shift up the... This is one where it's got the particles. So if I go to particles, you can see this has got the particles engine going. So and you can adjust it so you can have more or more piano. So yeah, so it's quite... You can do a lot with it. So yeah, so these other controls here, which, I mean, they're purely for machine, so it's a bit like, obviously not everyone's got machine, but you can't reprogram them, so it would be useful to be able to reprogram to do some other things, but you can't, so they are generally useless unless you've got a machine of some description. So yeah, that is it. So like I said, it is quite similar. I mean, it's got the same type of knobs, and they are infinite knobs. They just keep turning there's no stop, which is really nice. It's exactly the same as the M32, well, all the A series as well. This controller is slightly different than, it's quite notchy. So if I go into mixer, plugin I should say, I can still control my playhead, but it's, can you hear that? It's a bit, and you can switch down the tracks by clicking it up. So there is actually, you probably can't see it, there's 4 tiny little blue lights that come on at 12, 3, 6 and 9. But I don't know if yeah. You can see it, so that's the M32, so you can see they're pretty much the same kind of size and everything. So yeah, so this one is quite quiet. So you can hardly hear that at all. If you can see that there. And then it's really notchy. Like, what's that all about? So if I'm recording stuff, that's going to, you know, like with my mics, that's going to pick it up. Whereas, so yeah, and like I said, you can see these are actually much nicer. They're softer and not as clicky. These are really clicky, whereas these, they're not as loud. So that's one of the things. And obviously that display is just about as much use as a chocolate fireplace. And I hated those. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the light strips, or, well, at least this one's got a light. Those ones, you didn't know where the hell, you keep accidentally touching it and you've moved the mod wheel and you don't even know it because there's no light on it. So at least this one you know when you've accidentally switched it on, but I really don't know why they bothered. I mean, you've got a proper mod wheel and a pitch bend. Why do you need the strip? I mean, I don't think I'm going to allocate it to anything else. So yeah, so like I said, you can just also use the when you're in plugin mode to go down the tracks, and let's just have a wee play of Grandeur. So like I said, I'm gonna go through these a bit more detail, and the other thing is that you can these do map to some of the other plugins. Sorry, these do map to other instruments. So, for instance, my Arturia Analog Lab Lite, whatever it is, Analog Lab 4. It will actually map. If I open it in Logic, it doesn't, and you would have to manually map them. That is rather longer than I was hoping to do, but there is quite a lot to it. Like I said, the screens are great, and pretty much, yeah, they're really clear. You don't really get an idea how clear they are in videos. They are absolutely pin sharp. Like your phone screen, really, especially when you if you go to plugin and then browser. Like I said, you can just cycle through these pretty quickly, and then you've got banks as well, so you can go. So that Play series has 3 banks, so you can see there. I can go into Ethereal Earth, and then. Pick them as well. That is it for this week. That said, if you are enjoying these, remember to like and subscribe to my channel. I will be doing some more Komplete 13 videos. Like I said, I'm gonna do one showing all of these pianos in a bit more detail, because things like Noir and Unicorda and the Giant are not your just standard piano. The Gentleman, the Grandeur, and the Maverick are very similar in the way that they work, and they are more like just a standard kind of piano. But like I said, the other three are a bit different, and Noir is, like I said, you've got a lot of other things in that to explore. So anyway, like I said, thanks for watching this review of the S49 Mark II, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.